Hi, I'm Eamonn. I'm a third year medic. I'm currently taking a year out. I'm intercalating as part of the med course to do pathology, and I'm from Manchester. Medicine at Pembroke has a really tight-knit community. It's quite a small intake cohort. So there's 9 medics in my year, 8 in the year below me, and I think 7 in the year below. And that means that everybody knows each other and it's really, really friendly and really supportive. And I think what's nice about Pembroke is although it's quite an academic college, it's not hugely competitive. Everybody helps each other. So we collaborate on super work and revision and stuff. And that makes it really friendly and supportive, which is a really nice feature, I think, of medicine at Pembroke specifically, because we are one of the smaller medicine colleges. But we also have a lot of stuff between years, which is also really helpful. So when you first join, you'll become part of PCMVS, or Pembroke College Medical and Veterinary Society. And as part of that, there's a lot of socials held throughout the year, but there's also kind of resources in place that you can use for revision. There's clinical club, which is really fun, which is where the clinical years, because obviously at Cambridge you have the division of the preclinical and clinical medicine. The clinical medics will come in and kind of do some basic clinical skills with you, so you get kind of that early insight into clinical medicine, which is something specific to Pembroke, which is really nice. And we also have a lot of famous researchers and alumni from Pembroke, which is really helpful and really nice to know. And a lot of the supervisors are at the top of their field. So our anatomy supervisor is a retired surgeon, and our pathology supervisors are all at the forefront of their field studying what they're teaching you about, which is really, really interesting. What's also really nice about medicine at Pembroke is that we are really centrally located for all of the medical teaching, which is, to be honest, one of the reasons I chose here, because I can roll out of bed 10 minutes before the lectures start and still make it on time. So Pembroke is really central in Cambridge city centre. It's just across the road from both New Museum site and Downing site. And both of them are where you'll have some practicals and lectures, and that's essentially where everything is based for the first 3 years. So that's really, really handy. At a personal level, I'm not exactly a morning person, so it really does help me actually make places on time, which is really, really handy. So like other degrees, for your undergrad, accommodation is guaranteed at Pembroke for the first 3 years. And what's also really nice is that it is guaranteed for the 3 clinical years, which is actually unique to Pembroke. Not many colleges do offer that. So that means that you can live with the friends you've made and the other Pembroke medics throughout your time here, and it really takes away the hassle of having to worry about the private rental market or anything like that. For me, I'd definitely say my favourite thing about Pembroke is the fact that it has these beautiful gardens, that it has really old buildings, and it is actually a really good size in the centre of Cambridge, but it also feels like a really tranquil little oasis. You do get tourists, but nowhere near as much as kind of some of the big colleges like King's, and that means that it is really quiet but also really beautiful. So you can step right off King's Parade essentially, which is hustling and bustling with tourists, into the kind of peacefulness of Pembroke, and that is what I think really makes it special. And I think that also goes some way towards its community feel. Everybody knows everybody at Pembroke. It's very friendly, it's very close-knit, and I think that makes it a really nice place to be, especially when the weather's like this. So the reason I originally applied to Pembroke was I'd narrowed it down to a list of a couple of colleges based on location, size, what the food is meant to be like, because that's obviously really important. And I hadn't actually seen the last few colleges on my list, Pembroke being one of them. And I remember talking to one of my friends from a nearby secondary school, and she said that she'd applied to Pembroke, so I should apply. She really liked it. And I kind of figured, oh yeah, I'll apply, but we're not both going to get in. And it turns out we both did get in. And then once we both got in, I kind of thought I'd never really see her that much. But then we got put as next door neighbours, which was actually a really nice surprise. But it just goes to show that just because you know somebody applying to one college doesn't mean you can't apply there if that's the college you feel like you'd belong at. So what I really like about the medicine course at Cambridge, and one of the reasons I applied to Cambridge Medicine, is that in third year you can take a year out, do whatever you want for a year, and then return to clinical medicine. I actually chose pathology, which is the study of disease, so I kind of really didn't fall far from the tree on that one. But it is a really interesting subject, and as part of that I did a research project. So I was actually contributing to research potentially going to get published in a paper, and having that experience at undergrad as part of your degree is something that you don't get anywhere else, and I think that's what really sets medicine apart. And then medicine at Pembroke specifically, what I'm really looking forward to that's coming up is the PCMVS annual dinner. And at that, there's all your wine included, all the port included, all the good stuff, important stuff included. And as part of that, alumni will come back, your supervisors will come, and the whole medicine community kind of turns out and has a night together. And I think that's really, really nice for kind of talking outside of any academic or formal setting. You get to talk to your supervisors, people from other years, and I think it really goes a long way to making the medics a close-knit community, and I think that's really, really nice. I think coming to Cambridge, one of my concerns was that I wouldn't fit in. As somebody from the north, I didn't think there'd be many people from the north here, and to be honest, there aren't. But that doesn't mean that you won't fit in. There are people from all walks of life, all parts of the country. And I think especially at Pembroke, people are accepted no matter their background, and I think that's really lovely about this college. It's a really diverse college. It's got people who, myself included, who need financial support, and the college is actually really generous with that, and it means that I've not had to worry about opportunities that other people have that I can't afford, because the college are really generous and the university is really generous, and that allows you to kind of experience Cambridge to the fullest. So for instance, last summer I did an 8-week research internship in a lab based in Cambridge. There was no way I could have afforded to do that. And really gratefully I got money from both college and also the Pathology Society, separate from college. But college gave me discounted accommodation, they gave me a lot of money to live off, and without that I couldn't have done it. And it gave me a really good opportunity to kind of decide what I want to do with my future, and I wouldn't have been able to do that. And before coming to Cambridge, I don't think that's something I would have considered doing, but because of the support of college, that is something I could do. And it means that no matter where you're coming from, you're not going to be at a disadvantage or too much of a disadvantage when you do come to Pembroke.